it's time for a review. First of all, thanks so much for tuning in to the channel. There are so many other channels out there on YouTube, and I greatly appreciate the fact that you chose to come and check out this one. So we're going to take a second look at the Terry Bogard. Yes, I know that you guys already saw the video that I uploaded a while back about the just the unboxing, but we had some requests to do a little review and kind of give some insight on this particular guy. He is a cool figure, I have to say. After I've had him for a little while, I realized that this guy was definitely a good buy. But we're going to take a closer look at this guy and check out his materials, his accessories, and then we're going to see if we can get some other pictures of this guy. So I kind of did this before. I did a just showing the pictures of it and everything. This is about as basic as you're going to get when it comes to the instructions as far as how to remove the head, the hands, stuff like that. Pretty much straightforward. There's more to it than that. So yeah, it's pretty much all you get. So let's take a look. Got these hands here, which I do like the detail on that. That is just really good. As far as the gloves and everything, pretty nice material. It's soft, so it doesn't feel stiff or anything. So that's kind of a plus for me when it comes to doing my photos and everything. I like the hands to be a little bit flexible and not so stiff when I'm trying to use them. So you get those gesture hands, you get fists, good paint detail on the knuckles. Those are really good. And then you get, let's pull the figure out. Let's go ahead and get a closer look at this guy. You get the other hands, and these are, I guess for other figures, they would kind of be considered to be like trigger hands, but obviously this dude doesn't come with any guns or anything. So these are just kind of hands that you can use for holding his hat, which he does hold it pretty good, but we'll take a closer look at that. Nice good detail on the shoes. It really is a little bit of weathering on the shoes and on the sole, so it's really good. It doesn't have the logo on it, but you can kind of, just by looking at them, you can tell they kind of look like those classic Converse shoes. The material for the vest is it's kind of like this pleather material, but it's separate from the hoodie, which I think is really good. So you can have it separate if you want to. I just kind of leave it on there because I like the look. The body actually has a really good weight to it, which is also good for me when I'm doing my photography, because it's sometimes I take my photos outside, and even though it's slight, sometimes having a heavier body really helps, because you can pose him and he'll stay. But even by itself, even right now, like we'll set him up, you can see he does a good job as far as standing on his own, which again is another good plus. The shirt on there feels pretty tight on there. It's kind of form-fitting, which is good because he does have a muscle tone underneath, so it's good to kind of have that form-fitting t-shirt so you can kind of see the muscles on him and everything. But that head sculpt looks really good too. That looks really good. So you got sculpted hair, but you have a ponytail. I'm going to go ahead and remove it so we can get a closer look at it. So you can see the sculpted hair, and then he has rooted hair for the long ponytail, which is a big bonus for that. That's really good. That way you don't, sometimes when you have sculpted hair, you can only pose it one way. But when you have rooted hair like this, then you can, pretty much do it however you like. as you can see, it's kind of, the strands of hair kind of coming loose. That's the only that's the other downside to it, because this is tied pretty tight on there. So since I've had it, some of the strands of hair have come out a little bit, and it's a little bit difficult to try and get it back in there. But I mean, it's okay. I'm kind of going with it because it kind of gives that wild look, because even when he's fighting, you know, in real life, you don't have hairs that stand like perfectly in the bun as you're doing your fighting and stuff. Like, we're moving around a lot, so still it's pretty good. So in addition to this head sculpt, you get a second head sculpt, which has the hat on. So as you can see, you got the hat. Now, when I first ordered this figure and I was looking at the description for it, I thought it was going to be coming with 2 heads and then the hat separate. But when I got it, the hat was already on there. But then I realized later you can actually remove the hat. You can see it's that, you know, it's kind of like that shape. It's molded for the hat. So obviously this is the only head that you can use to have that hat on. And then if you want to display him where he's like holding the hat, you just, you know, remove it. And I'm going to slip it in one of his hands. Let's take a look. Let's put it in his hand. So you can have him, you can see just how well he holds it. See, he just slips, it slips right in. It doesn't fall out. You can wiggle a little bit. It stays. So he holds the hat really good. And then you can see kind of like the little details in the hat, which is pretty good. So, and this is not a real metal piece. The whole thing is all one molded plastic piece. So yeah, you can go ahead and have them displayed with the hat on, have it like that, or have them without. But as you can see, the face is pretty much the same. I mean, the mold of the hair is slightly different, you know, so to give a different look as far as being under the hat. But I mean, it's pretty much the same figure. Now this is just a side note. I like how both of these heads look, but to me this sculpt also reminds me of Ken Masters from Street Fighter. So, and there was a time when Ken had this long ponytail. So just as an idea, I was thinking of, you know, having Terry have him on here with his hat. But if I wanted to make a second figure and use that as Ken, I mean, it looks close enough to me. So you can just kind of get a karate gi, make it. I'm pretty sure there's like a white one you can like dye it red. This is just ideas. Dye it red and then have your own Ken. There's a Ryu figure out there somewhere. But yeah, you could totally use it for that, and there you go. You got a idea for another figure. But if nothing else, this is still cool where you can display him with without the hat. It still looks pretty good. Now, the other thing is, oh, one more little piece as far as the belt is concerned. That's not a metal buckle. You can clearly see that's a plastic. That's for that buckle. So the other stuff that you get, is you get this duffel bag. It's a pretty long strap. You can tie it, but it's a pretty cool duffel bag. And maybe pose him holding it, or actually, I mean, just the way it looks, you can kind of make it look like he's using a punching bag, you know. Again, just ideas, but you get that. And this is the piece for one of his moves, which I'll show you one of the photos. You can see it now with the photo. Looks pretty good as far as doing one of his moves. So as you can see in the photo, he got pretty low to the ground. But yeah, so you can see this is all just one piece. His hand fits in there pretty good. But you get that, and you get a stand. This is, you know, one of your generic stands, which are, you know, it's your crotch grabber, just a general stand. And then they give you a nameplate, but they give it to you where you have to put it on yourself. So you're gonna have to do your own thing as far as where you're gonna place it and everything. Most likely I won't be putting it on there without the I'll probably put it there without the nameplate, because it'll be, I just like using the things without the names. That's just me. And then there's one final piece, which it wasn't in the description, but I guess they released like this little coin with Terry's name on it. So, and that's the logo. So other than that, overall it's a good figure. Like I said, the body is pretty sturdy, and so you can really get some good poses out of this. Where you pose him, he'll stand. You can see it's not that much effort as far as getting him to stand, and he's pretty durable. So from the looks of it, I say this is definitely a good figure for me. Sometimes you get, you know, figures like this where they're really good and pretty good quality, and they just slip under the radar, but not a lot of people know about them. But it's I think Worldbox did a good job as far as making this figure. It's pretty good. Clothing and everything is really well done. So yep. So there you have it. Hope you enjoyed it. Pretty sure there's definitely more to come. Thanks again for tuning in. Have a good day.